Are Caique parrots nice parrots? Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. I have a couple other parrot books. I have over 22 species of parrots. I love my parrots. My parrots are my bliss, and I love sharing about them. And my mission is to help you have a more blissful bond with your parrot. Caiques are pretty popular parrots, and they are special. Good, bad? Let's talk about it, and let's talk about whether or not they are nice parrots. When it comes to parrots, one of the things that is so fascinating is that there are around 400 species of parrots, depending on how they're classified. And while when you go to the pet store, they're not going to probably have more than a couple species if you're lucky, unless it's an exotic bird store. There aren't always too many choices available to you, but every species really has its own general personality, and then every individual parrot has its own personality as well. When it comes to caiques, and I think most of this holds true for black-headed caiques as well, but as you can see, I have white-bellied caiques. When it comes to caiques, they are very interesting. On the one hand, they are very charismatic. One way I describe them is if you want to experience fun and joy and you don't know what it is, these guys will show you. They are playful on their down days. They are adventurous. They are cute. They are funny. They are charismatic. At the same time, caiques are stubborn. They have a mind of their own. Did you see that just now? He was biting down on me. He didn't bite me and cut my skin, but just biting on me. And so they're sort of a hard-headed bird. Now, if you compare them to something like a budgie, which is such a sweet little bird, they sound cute, budgies do. They don't bite a whole lot. Sure, a budgie can bite, but it's just not like their nature to come out biting. And I'm not saying caiques, their nature is to come out biting. Then again, did you see that? 2 bites so far. And again, no blood or anything. He's not cutting my skin, but he's not giving me kisses. And if you tame a budgie, they're just your best friend for life. Now, caiques, if you tame them, are also going to be your best friend for life, but they really are a more stubborn bird, and I think that a lot of people have problems with them for that reason. I think if you don't understand sort of like birdism, and you don't understand how to take care of a bird and sort of the nature of a parrot, then jumping into a caique can be a little bit like jumping off the deep end because, like I said, they're just sort of stubborn. Where there are a lot of species of parrots. I'll name 3 off the top of my head. Budgies, cockatiels, linneys, and I'll even give you green cheeks. They are just sweeter birds that are kind of looking to bond, and I'll say they kind of lend themselves to befriending you more so. Now, a caique, it's not that they don't lend themselves to befriending you, but it's more like they're going to have fun no matter what. They're going to do what they're going to do, and you're welcome to come with them, but there's like no deterring them. So they're fabulous birds. But are they sweet and friendly? That gets a little sticky. So as you can imagine, a caique requires a lot of time and dedication. And one of the things that people have problems with is they'll find that their caique, if their caique gets older and then they get another bird, the caique won't like the first bird. Or the caique, they think that when the caique sexually matures, it turns on them. And I would have to meet those caiques to know whether or not that's really true. But for me, I think one of the things that happens is that if you don't give the caique what they need, I think they can get difficult and grumpy. That's that deep end I was talking about. So in order to keep your caique friendly and on the sweeter side and more affectionate, they really need that social interaction. Caiques are, like every parrot, a social species, but even more so. Caiques really, they don't just make one best friend and bond with that one best friend. They can have several friends. And so they're really, really social. I mean, think of them as like a party animal. And if your caique is spending a lot of time by itself in its cage because you're going to work or to school, or you're out running errands after work, then there's no party. And so they get really lonely, and I think it can get very difficult for them. If, on the other hand, you get two caiques and you let your caiques stay really social this way, because they at least have each other for company, it changes things. And then I feel like they can be a very different bird. My caiques, as you can see, I don't have a lot of time to spend with them because I have so many species, and because I'm busy writing and doing other things just like everybody else. But you can see that my caiques are pretty friendly. This is Caiqye. She's super friendly. And, you know, she can get stubborn. For example, she doesn't like my yellow-necked Amazon. And if she can find my yellow-necked Amazon, she will try to bite her. And she has bitten her before. So that's just her, like, that's just Napoleon going and conquering the world. And it's really hard to stop. So if you don't know, like if you don't feel comfortable and you don't know the parrotness of a parrot, and you don't feel comfortable taking on Napoleon trying to conquer something, then, you know, you're going to really feel like your caique's biting you, your caique's stubborn, you're going to feel like someone brought their army and they're just rolling right over you. Whereas if you understand parrots and you have your caique with another caique so that they are happier, they are friendlier, then when things happen, it's not going to be so hard. If you have lots of time to spend with them, you're going to have an easier time, really kind of growing with them, bonding with them, and that makes all the difference. All right, thanks for joining me in this blissful video. I will catch you in the next Caiqye video.